what the House has proposed, as you know, is an increase in the sales tax. My trouble with that is twofold. One, whereas the gas tax, for example, creates jobs because we'd be investing in the upkeep and improvement of roads and rails and bridges and so forth. The sales tax risks losing jobs, particularly in small business. But even if you set that aside, I'm willing to work with the legislature if they want to pursue a sales tax. I'm not quite ready to support an increase to 6.25%. But if that's what they want to work on, we can work on that. We have talked really just over lightly about expanded gambling in leadership, and what we talked about was the timing of it. Whether because we have a change in the speaker, he's interested in it. The Senate President has been interested in it for a long time. I'm licking my wounds still from my bruises from the last time around on this, and I acknowledge that there are some. There are thoughtful views on the other side of that question too. So it's not. I can't tell you that we have gotten into the substance. Well, you know my views about the wind farm. I talked about how there were thoughtful views on the other side of the question of casinos. The same is true of the wind farm. They're very serious and thoughtful views on the other side of that question. On balance, I think it's right for us, and I think it's right where it's cited. And I say on balance because I think there are environmental and economic reasons, and I think it's a huge symbol of the kind of environmental stewardship and economy that I hope we're going to build and be a center for here in Massachusetts. I know I am risking life and limb saying that in this room, and that's something on which we respectfully differ. I will say the number of tax incentives for, or the scope of tax incentives for Plymouth Rock is not what it is for, or not what has been asked for a couple of the other projects, which is actually a good thing. But there are also, I shouldn't say but, and there are also some infrastructure investments, road work and so forth, which is good to do anyway. And that we can do and move up on the list as an incentive to bring them in. They've been a really terrific team, and I think they've built a pretty good relationship with the town as well. So we're very hopeful. You understand the difference between what the Senate and the House did. The Senate passed a really great and strong pension reform bill, and by the way, this is one step in two. Do you understand this? Because there's a pension reform commission. They're going to do the work that they're going to develop the ideas that require a little more actuarial study, disability rules and things like that, where you need a little bit more analysis. But things like the year and a day rule. Do you know about this? You get one whole year of pension credit for 1 day's work in that year. Come on, we can't afford that right now. So the Senate passes a great bill, I think very strong bill. The House passes a bill that looks like the Senate bill, except it only applies to people who don't yet work for state government. How? I mean, how do we look the public in the eye is my point.